How are you? Recording this video on April 30th. I've decided that I'm gonna run for city council. Right off the bat, I can tell you I'm running for an open seat. I don't have any interest in trying to get an incumbent off the council. I number one thing I want you to know is I chose to live here. I moved here 11 years ago. I literally picked Longview, and when I was looking at Longview on a map and reading about it as best I can, I found that Forbes article, one of America's prettiest towns, right? And they were right. But then you get here and you realize it's so much more than that. You have all these great legacy businesses that have been around, and this great community connection, and people that really help each other when times get tough. I've seen community fundraisers for everything. And then I got involved at the radio station, and I really got to be a part of the fun. Longview's a fun place. Like, everybody hates, there's always that trope, like people hate their hometown, right? Like, I get it. But you know what's different about Longview? When people leave, they come back. They do. And it's hard not to. Think about Goforth. I served on the Goforth committee for a few years when I was in radio, and you have powerhouse people like Arlene that just do it for the love of Longview. She's not making money. It's amazing. And you have the parade that happens, and you have the concerts at the lake, and Longview is one of those places where things happen. We have the port. It's doing some big boy business. You have all of these, like I said, legacy businesses that really provide great experiences for their customers. The thing about running for council for me is I'm not doing it for any other reason than I want to be part of the team. It would be great to be able to go out and take a look at some of these really nuanced conversations and try to help it work for everybody. And the thing is, when you're talking about making municipal decisions, the challenge always, with any decision really, but especially on that level where you're making a decision that's going to impact a lot of people, being able to not only understand what we're talking about and process that data internally, but collaborate with other people that have different skill sets is super important. And you could see there's different skill sets on council, different people that are really great at they have that one thing that stands out. And I know all the city councilors now. You have Spencer, who is just great at getting people involved. That guy, he doesn't have a big long resume. What he has is this passion for the thing, and it's been fun to watch him do and get involved. And you have Calais, who has a great legacy connection. So when you need, and she's been involved for a long time. You have Halverson, Eric. He's a family guy. You can see that, and he talks from that really great perspective of somebody who has a bunch of young kids, and he's tech driven, which is super important because you don't get lost in the data. And so he's able to process that really well. And then you have Ruth. I've worked with Ruth quite a few times over the years, and Ruth is one of those analytical people that knows how to ask great questions, and then she's intelligent enough to know when she's got a great answer. And I love that about her. You have Keith, who's iconoclastic and not going to fall for the hype. And that's why he ran to get on council, and he's kind of held up on that. And you have Angie and you have Mary Alice. They're not running again, but and make sure I didn't forget anybody. It's always hard when you're just rattling them off top of your head. I think I got everybody. Yeah, anyway. If I missed you, it's not because I don't love you. It's just because it's hard to walk and talk and remember everything at the same time. But then you have this great new city manager, Jen Wills. And Jen, I've followed her for a few years. We're not as good of friends as I wish we were, just in terms of I don't get to see her that much. But the parks department, are you kidding me? She crushed over there. And now she's the city manager, and you can already see the culture that she has being infused into the building. And that you can't underestimate. That has huge value. So yeah, I want to be involved, because who wouldn't want to be involved in that? I'm across the street and now I get hit by a car on camera. So really put a damper on things. So my personal experience is I've been in marketing for just about 10 years, which means that I've been working with local businesses, well over 200 of them. I've been the board president of 6 local nonprofits. But before all that, before I moved here, I grew up in the Midwest. My dad was a meth dealer. All of my cousins were, very much into doing things their own way. We'll put it that way. And so my upbringing was really challenging. So when I was 19, I was homeless, and I lived in a tent on the streets of Austin, Texas. And then they forced me to move into a men's shelter. And I'll tell you, being in those situations gives a certain perspective and a certain empathy that it's not a shortcoming of someone if they can't fully understand it until you've been in it. And that's important. I also have a disabled kid who has taken advantage of just about every program that we have available for disabled kids in Longview. Head Start, Salvation Army, Progress Center. We've kind of been through it. He's going to Columbia Heights. So I don't know, I do think that there's a little bit of unique perspective there for me, but my perspective isn't the only thing that matters. It's really the ability, just like in marketing, to be able to talk to you and understand what's important to you, filter out some of the stuff that we know doesn't quite match up with the reality, right? Sometimes people get really fired up because that dang tree is dropping walnuts on my house. It's like, well, we can't cut down the tree because it's a protected whatever, right? So it's like being able to blend those two things together and still advocate for you to get a favorable outcome. That's what's really, really important. I don't know which seat. I haven't quite decided. I'm gonna run for one of the open ones. But I just wanted to say, by the time you're watching this, I will have decided. And yeah, I've find me, the website I'm going to use is joshforlongview.com. I'm going to try and keep that updated. And honestly, this is all positive for me. If I start this campaign and find out that my opponent wants it so much more than me and we're going to do the mudslinging thing, I just have no interest in it. So whoever decides to run for the same seat is going to have an easy opponent on their hands, because I believe everyone has their merits, and I think as we're getting into making decisions for lots of people, we all just have to work together. So hey, hopefully I earn your vote, but I know that whoever you vote for, as long as you're voting for someone for city council, that's awesome. We all basically want the same things. We don't want to pay a ton in taxes. We want our infrastructure to be in good condition. We don't want to have anything around us that's harming or poisoning us, including poisoning our minds or poisoning our bodies, right? We want things to be happy and healthy. It's very straightforward. And we want business to grow because we want Longview to prosper. And, when Ari Long looked at Longview, he saw a place where one day 50,000 people could live, right? And when the Kelshes looked at Longview, they saw a great place to raise a family. And, we've seen there, we could go on and on about all of the great people that have made a difference in Longview. And I don't even know how much time it would take. That's how many there are. So yeah, maybe together we can be a part of it too. All right, well, I'm off for another beautiful walk, Sacagawea. Hope you have a great day. See ya.